What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe with No Days Off DFS, here to bring you another WNBA weekly recap. I know I missed last week. I'm sorry about that, but hey, we are going to actually catch back up. We are on episode 4 of this series that we have on the channel. Don't worry, guys, I promise you, DFS breakdowns and stuff will be back tomorrow. But if you're enjoying this WNBA content and you still want to see stuff like this, me just giving my honest opinion about what's going on in the W and just looking for more stuff to just fill the gap while we wait for games to start back up, go ahead and enjoy this video. If you are enjoying it and you're enjoying all the other stuff I'm putting out on this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of it, and drop a like. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying this type of stuff. Talk to me down in the comment section. Let me know who over this past week was your biggest, let's go with the biggest letdown to you over the past week. It could be a player, it could be a team, it could be anything of the sorts. Just let me know down in the comment section. We can talk about it, have a little bit of a discussion. And yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get right into this. Like I like to do going over this, we're gonna look at the ESPN WNBA Power Rankings. So pretty much we are 5 weeks into the season since we missed last week, which would have made week 4. 5 weeks into the WNBA season. It seems like we just started not too long ago. I like going over the power rankings because this literally talks about all 12 teams. Lets me go ahead and discuss how I personally feel and if I agree with the power rankings, which normally the guys over here, these journalists, analysts, they're pretty good with the information that they're putting out. So I won't disagree too much on some of the stuff that they're saying. Now, I have not read this article myself yet, so I'm going to be reading it live here. I might play a couple of the videos so we can go ahead, go in the background while we're going over this information and stuff. So the Atlanta Dream are a perfect example. They entered the week having lost 3 in a row and were headed on a road trip. It looks as if they dropped to the power rankings basement, might be next. Instead, the Dream went 3-0 and made the biggest move up, 5 spots to number 5. Very true. The Dream definitely looked like they were clicking on some things. One of the biggest things, especially for the Dream, and I'm pretty sure when we actually get to the ranking that they have them here on this, was the fact that Haley Jones starting and playing all the minutes that she's playing, kind of letting her develop into that point guard role for them, really might be paying some dividends because you have someone that's actually setting up plays for Rainey and for Alicia Gray. All your other players, Cheyenne Parker and things of that nature, they're actually starting to gel and looking a lot better. Our bottom 3 teams in last week's rankings, the Dream, the Lynx, and the Seattle Storm, went combined 6-2 this past week, which all teams are actually looking pretty good. Stellar individual performances were a big part of it. Alicia Gray for the Dream, Fee for the Lynx, and Jewel Lloyd for the Storm. Honestly, players that we've been targeting nonstop in DFS, really all the uses and everything that they have for the teams. Of course, they're going to be going out here balling and popping off in regards to really propelling their teams to the next level. Meanwhile, the teams rank 2nd through 6, winning combined 4 and 7. The Chicago Sky, Dallas Wings, Phoenix Mercury. Honestly, it's just really sad to see my Wings on this list. I really still have high hopes. Still think we're going to figure it out. Where we should be getting McCowan. She should be back since her team, they got eliminated overseas. So she's on a plane back anyway. So that might help boost us a little something. All of which reaffirms that for now, the only team we're truly surprised to see lose is the defending champs, the Las Vegas Aces, who won both their games by 30+ points. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The Aces playing anybody right now at this point in time, it just looks like, hey, yeah, they're gonna win. They're literally, if you even watch my DFS breakdowns, whenever I talk about the Aces, it's just like the defending champs. We should go out here and win, especially when you are giving them cake matchups like the Lynx or literally the Storm. Anybody that's not the New York Liberty, the Connecticut Suns, and maybe the Washington Mystics, I honestly would expect the Aces to just curb stomp them. There's no reason why they should lose to them at all in any way, shape, or form. Number 1, of course, at the top of rankings with the 10-1 record is the Las Vegas Aces. Previous ranking last week, of course, they were number 1. This was an Aces showcase week as they pummeled the Storm and the Lynx. They beat them both by 30 points. Pretty much it was basically, did you see the basket by Jackie Young? How about Aja Wilson on the boards? What about the assist by Chelsea Gray? It's getting hard to recall when Young wasn't a 3-point shooter, which is honestly true. She came up clutch last night with 2 clutch threes in garbage time, which, like I said, if you watch that breakdown for that, Young, Plum, both players that I said would actually still see garbage time run no matter what if the game gets out of hand, because they just come out there, they ball, they play. They honestly are kind of padding stats towards the end of the games. But it's honestly unfair what the Aces have. Literally, no one can stand with either. Asia is a dominant force, and we haven't. This is the other thing too. When I even look and think about the Aces, we haven't had to see a dominant Asia yet. We have not seen her just go off like what she has in the past couple seasons. She has not had to do that, especially when you have Chelsea Gray, who's playing some of her best ball. Pretty good highs in regards to her assists, goes up there, scores when she needs to or if she has to. And then Plum, whenever she's actually going, Plum is I want to say maybe the weak link in their starting five because she's so hit or miss and she relies a lot on that shot. But Jackie Young, just phenomenal. I cannot sing the praises of Jackie Young to a higher degree in regards to what she brings to this team continuously day in and day out. I love what she brings because she just plays with such a tenacity out there on the court, doing so much stuff, and that three-point shot is legit and real. She has worked on it, and it's proven in the shows. Even Candace Parker, which I know I've always still said she's only playing 20 to 23 minutes, but in those 20 to 23 minutes, what she's bringing on the defensive end is actually more, I'm not going to say surprising is going to be a word for it, but it's like a glue, honestly, for them. What's bringing them together at the end of the day, because she's helping in regards to not all of it is relying on Asia to pick up that slack right there in these spots for them. And then, of course, as we recall, Hamby was kind of filling that spot. Hamby's not the best defender in the world. She can defend to a pretty decent degree to her defense, but she's not a Candace Parker. 7-footer out there with a great wingspan, can stretch the floor, knock down the three, and play make at the same time. Can dish the rock, rebounds with literally. Candace Parker is another triple-double upside if she wants to. This Aces team is completely stacked. It's ridiculous. It's unfair. Enough praises for the Aces. Honestly, if they lose, I'm very sure Aces are going to have a single-digit loss record this season. Like, it's not even going to be surprised. And once they make it to the Commissioner's Cup, boom, whoever comes out the East, which, of course, more than likely will be the New York Liberty, that's going to be a pretty decent game. It's going to give us, I'm very sure this is going to be a finals preview. I'm not going to say the Sun aren't going to make it there, but when I look at the teams that might actually have a chance standing up, going up against the Aces, it's going to be New York Liberty just because, of course, they're the super team. They have MVP caliber player in Breanna Stewart. It's going to be a preview. Whoever comes out of both of these sides for the Commissioner's Cup, that's the preview of what we're going to get in the finals, like guaranteed, hand downs, unless someone gets injured. That's what we're going to go to. Sitting at number 2 power ranking is going to be the Connecticut Sun. Their record is 9-3. They were last week. They were sitting at number 2. The Sun were the second team to lose to Atlanta last week, falling at home in overtime. However, they bounced back with a victory in LA and improved upon the defense concerns that they had against the Dream. Impressive stat: forward Alyssa Thomas is averaging career best 7.7 assists, second in WNBA, only to New York's point guard Courtney Vandersloot. Honestly, it's not a surprise when it comes down to it. We talk about this continuously, even inside the Discord, the chats, and stuff like that. AT is just the glue for the Sun. She's point forward. She grabs the rebound. She's pushing the pace. She's literally setting them up, looking ahead, getting easy buckets for Breanna Jones, easy buckets for DeWanna Bonner, the guards, anything like that out of the sort. If AT was to get injured for the Sun, I would be very worried for them because they would honestly falter. A lot of what they do relies on AT. It's no surprise that she's averaging what she's averaging right here. I'm not too sure if maybe Jonquel Jones not being there has been a boost for the Sun. Right now it's looking like it, especially for the fact that Jonquel still isn't even really playing that many games yet for the New York Liberty. Still, the Sun, I don't see anything faulting them. This week coming up, they are playing Seattle. That should be a dub. Minnesota Lynx, another dub. And the Chicago Sky. All teams that, besides the Lynx, which the Lynx I really don't feel like they would be able to hold a candle to them if the Sun come out on top, like literally mentally, yo, we can go out here crush this team. I don't see the Sun losing any of these games coming up. Like, they're playing with such, it's ridiculous how they're playing. And one of the games tomorrow, going against Seattle, with the way Seattle's been playing recently, I expect that to be a decent, good game, especially since they're going to be on the road, which we do know most teams, they do struggle whenever they go on the road, these road trips, things of that nature. 2 of these games that they're going to be playing are going to be on the road, so they're going to be on the road up until, Saturday, Sunday, whenever they got to play against the Sky. It'll be interesting to see nonetheless, but, I mean, there really isn't too much to be said about these top teams. They're gelling. They're looking very great. Breanna Jones, honestly, could have been a starter last year if they didn't have Jonquel Jones. I understand why she was coming off the bench, but still just looks head over heels. The team looks amazing. There's nothing out of place, misstep with them at all whatsoever. Coming out here to the New York Liberty, who went who the record currently 7-3. This week they're going to be playing against the Dream and the Washington Mystics. Only 2 games this week. That's the one thing I talk about this almost every time I do a podcast or anything like that. the schedule in the WNBA is so frustrating with how much time these teams have between these games. They really need to fix that. It is ridiculous. I cannot stand that. It's horrible. Someone needs to fix that. But the Liberty were the first team last week to fall to the dream. A 86-79 loss coming in an ultra rare game in which Breanna Stewart, she struggled a lot from the field. She went 1 of 14. Horrible, poor game from Bree. But she still popped off in regards to fantasy points. Still dropped 40 plus fantasy points out there, even though she had a poor night shooting. It was kind of crazy in regards to what she could still bring to the table. And that's why, in my head right now, kind of front running for MVP, just the way that she's playing. You're on a stacked team, but you're still showing I am the most important player on this team. The numbers and everything that she's putting up. She, honestly, if you watch her in the first half of games, popping off left and right, you honestly cannot hold a candle to her. I'm saying honestly a lot. I'm sorry about that, guys. But you cannot hold a candle to her in regards to what she's bringing out there on the defensive end, the rebounding, the scoring. There's no one that can still stand with her. She looks just like how she did when she played in Seattle. The Liberty, they knew what they were getting when they got her. It's great to actually watch and appreciate. But let's see. It tied Stewart's season low in point total. She also had 12 in the Liberty's opener, May 19th. But in Sunday's 89-71 win over Phoenix, Stewart, she bounced back with 28 points. She gets another shot at the Surging Dream this week, so they will have to be very prepared, as this 7.1% shooting mark will be on her mind. She's going to come out and she's going to destroy them, no doubt. Especially all the time they're going to have off. They just played yesterday. They don't play against till Friday. That's almost 5 days off for her. She's going to be well rested. They should have Sabrina back. Not like that's going to really mess with anything or do anything for them, because they're going to get Sabrina back. They've all been playing very well together. Of course, her usage goes up a little bit without Sabrina, but nonetheless, she should come out here and dominate and destroy the Atlanta Dream. And I'm going to use the word that I hate to use, a revenge factor spot in a matchup that she should have went off anyway. She's going to destroy the Dream. Like, that's just hands down. The Dream didn't do anything special to deter her from doing anything. She still was able to pop off and do what she needed to do. She just wasn't. She had a poor shooting night, 1 of 14, which we see that sometimes happen with some of the best players in any sport. Anyway, I'm not gonna worry too much about that. You watch the Mystics sitting at number 4. Yeah. Honestly, the way that these things are set up, it's not a surprise in regards to the rankings at all so far. Let's see. Sitting, the record is 7-4. The Mystics, they fell to Indy at 87-66. And in this game, I remember that. In their lowest scoring game of the season, plus one of their worst defensive effort. We're also going to give the Fever credit on both of those. But then back home against the Phoenix Mercury and the Chicago, the Mystics look more like themselves with victories after missing one game with neck tightness. Elena Delle Donne played all 3 last week with a combined 54 points. And Brittany Sykes had back-to-back 16-point games against the Mercury and the Sky, going to combine 12 of 17 from the field. Brittany Sykes going off in those last couple of games, I'm not going to lie to you, was very surprising. She looked much better, but then again, when you think about it, she's playing at home. She has played better at home throughout the season so far. Elena Delle Donne has been hit or miss in regards to what she's brought so far to the season. I look at her out there playing. I'm not sure if she really needs all that KT tape that they have her wrapped up in on both of her shoulders. That might have been for the neck tightness that she was having that made her miss that one game. But nonetheless, the Mystic are disappointing to me personally, because when I watch them, they're good on the defensive side, but their offense is staggering. Their offense it's not there. They play at a slow pace when they don't need to. You have very good rim running. I'm going to call them rim running bigs. You have very good post presence bigs with Elena Delle Donne, who can get whatever shot she wants pretty much over anybody. Austin, past couple games, she did not look good. She missed a lot of easy bunnies that she normally would get. A lot of 4 feet shots around the rim. Very disappointing in regards to what she was bringing. I know she injured her knee in one of these past games, but she was back yesterday for that game. Looked all right out there, but just didn't produce anything. I feel kind of like the offense sometimes. I guess maybe this might be a factor of, okay, Sykes and other people are getting to go. Maybe we don't need Austin to go out here and do what she's doing. I would still like to see more plays ran for Austin. Maybe some more things to let her get into the flow. Don't wait so late to let your bigs get going. That definitely is something now. They did get Misha Hines-Allen back over these past couple games. She's looked all right out there. The same wrecking ball running up and down the court that she's been over the past couple seasons. None of that has truly changed. I'm still not I'm not sold on the Washington Mystics. I don't think that they go far at all in the postseason. Still, they really have to figure out their offense. Their offense is lacking. Their defense, yes, the defense looks great. You're turning over teams a lot. You're playing, 1 through 5 very well, pretty switchy if you want to switch. Great defenders at the guard position, but the offense has to get going. Atkins, she's been struggling so far this season. Has not looked like the Atkins that I recall from last season or season priors. Her shot is not falling. She's looking shaky, a step too slow sometimes. I don't know if there's a nagging injury or something like that. Might need to find that out. But Atkins just isn't looking all there. And then Elaine Deladon, it's like she takes some games off. And I want to see you locked in and focused if you're telling me that you're good, you're healthy, this is the best that you feel. That game against the Fever just came in and just took over. Washington didn't look like they had an answer at all in that game. They exposed Washington is how I called it. I called that they exposed them. They exposed them horribly in that game. They should never lost that game, especially just having the players that you have, the all-star talent that you have on this team. There's no reason why you got exposed that bad. It was horrible game. The Atlanta Dream, who have just been surging over this past week. The Dream got it done with 3 consecutive victories on the road, earning this big jump in the power rankings. It included wins against New York, the Sun, and this week after losing to those teams at home by double digit, then Sunday, Atlanta hit the 100-point mark for the first time this season in beating Indiana. Asia Wilson, Aaliyah Boston are doing a lot to carry the South Carolina Gamecock banner in the WNBA, but so is Alicia Gray. Last week, she had a combined 68 points and was particularly sharp from the field against the Sun and Fever, going 19 of 27, 70.4%. I'm excited for the fact that Alicia Gray is getting hot at the right time. She's going to be in a quote-unquote revenge game, Dallas Wings, tomorrow. So I'm hoping that that carries over, because if you watch the Dallas Wings when they played the Storm and the past couple of games that we've had, we are doing a poor job defending the three-point line and just defending guards, period. Arike is getting exposed on the defensive end, maybe getting Dangerfield back. That might help our defense at the guard position, but when you look at Dangerfield, she is a short and small guard trying to guard some of these bigger guards. Alicia is going to have a couple inches on her. I still expect Alicia to get hers and pop off. Same thing for Rainey. Rainey will be able to... Matter of fact, if the Dream run out their big lineup that they got, that's gonna do it in for them. Haley Jones, Alicia, and Rainey out there. That's a big line for what you're gonna try to have in regards to Arike and Dangerfield trying to defend that, or Burton, whoever you want to put out there. Satu's gonna be able to hold her own at the 3. That's gonna be all right. She's probably gonna get that Rainey assignment. That's cool. That's great. That's fine. But your other 2 guards, they're going to struggle a little bit trying to step up and guard those spots. Still, I expect this game to be close. I expect it to be a good game. Definitely should be fireworks, because as of right now, Dallas is lacking on the defensive side, but they're pushing it on the offensive side. You still got Howard looking very well. You still got Satu looking good. And same thing with Arike. Arike had a career high last time going up against the Storm. So this game will be fireworks. I expect, honestly got fireworks in this game. And in all honesty, for the Dream, I really feel like the catalyst that pushed them forward is the fact getting Haley Jones, all the minutes that she's getting now, putting her into the starting lineup, letting her initiate offense, doing some of the things that she's actually doing out there, leading this team. That has helped them a lot, because you're taking that ball handling responsibility out of the hands of Rainey, out of the hands of Alicia Gray, and you're letting someone else actually set it up and get things going, and you're playing at a pretty nice fast pace. It doesn't hurt the fact that you actually have Cheyenne Parker down there, who's a great offensive rebounder, great putbacks and things of that nature, plays ferociously on the at the center position in regards to what she brings out there. If she could just get her minutes consistent and not get in foul trouble, that'd be even better for the Dream as well. Still, the Dream, definitely a team to watch. They have gotten it together. High hopes for the Dream. Definitely think they can make a postseason this year if they can continue on this type of run. Now, the test will be going up against New York. If they can, I'm not going to say they're going to repeat what they did to New York the first time in that win. Don't think that's going to happen. Also, they're going to actually have to deal with Sabrina Ionescu playing in that game as well. How they adjust for that defense is going to be key if they can actually pull out a win. I don't expect them to pull out a win, though, going up against the New York Liberty. They will adjust. Hopefully, Sandy Brandello will adjust, come out with a better game plan, get Breanna Stewart going early. Sabrina, if she's good off that hamstring, should be able to come out there and help out Brianna in the way that she has. And then Courtney Vandersloot, just the dishing and playmaking that she has in regards to all the pieces that she has around her, should be pretty decent. So honestly, I would expect the Dream to go 1-1 this week, because they definitely can beat my Dallas Wings. Just my Dallas Wings. Oh, there's a reason why they have fallen in the standings. It is so sad how far they have fallen. Coming down to the Indiana Fever, this goes hand in hand, kind of like the same thing with the Dream. You're giving your rookies more run, more responsibility, more playing time, more development. Look at what happens to you. Remember to start the season, the Fever were 0 and like 3 or 4, something like that. They looked horrible. Horrible to start the season. We're still trying to figure it out. Aaliyah Boston was in foul trouble. Wasn't really getting the minutes. Nalissa Smith was popping off. She was actually leading the team in whatever she was doing. Kelsey Mitchell, pop off, dud, 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 pop off, dud, dud. Didn't look like anything was gelling. Now you got Aaliyah Boston. She getting used to it. Looks like her cardio is better. She's getting more minutes, running up and down the court, asserting her dominance in the paint. Asserting her dominance in the paint, rebounding, blocking shots, backing players down, even players that are bigger than her, backing them down. That is what we were expecting for Aaliyah Boston when she came into the league. That is the Aaliyah Boston that has to continue that if the Fever want to do anything in regards to propelling their rebuild and not be at the bottom of the standings again into the lottery. After coming close the week before to getting their first consecutive wins in more than a year, Indiana beat Washington and Chicago to get it done last week. This sets up something we haven't seen in a while, as this franchise has struggled in recent years, a Fever Dream matchup that everyone was looking forward to. Indiana fell in that game, but Boston continued her exceptional play, tying her season high of 25 points. Also notable, in the win against the Mystics, the 6'5" post player led the Fever in points, rebounds, and assists. This was also a huge game because a matchup where she has played before, going up against Shakira Austin back in college, she completely, that was probably the key to why they won that game. She completely destroyed Austin out there, was giving her buckets on buckets on Boston destroyed in that game. It looked like she kind of took that game personal, but we see this kind of whenever they're playing against teams that are considered at the top and everyone's already writing them off. They come out with that mental edge like, okay, we are going to go at you. We are coming out here to actually win. We know we can win. And that's what they did. And if Aaliyah Boston continues to play how she's playing, of course, right now she's leading in regards to Rookie of the Year. She's got that kind of in the bag. Diamond Miller's been injured, hasn't really been playing. Haley Jones is finally starting to get some burn and run. It's looking pretty all right. Some of the other rookies, yeah, they look good, but they're not putting up the numbers that Aaliyah Boston's putting up. So we already know she kind of has Rookie of the Year in the bag. As long as she doesn't get injured, that's pretty much her. It's literally locked and loaded. If you want to just consider that right now. At number 7, we have the Los Angeles Sparks 5-6 record. Previously, they were at number 9 last week. Wow. It wasn't a great week for the Sparks, who went 1-2, but it was good enough to move up a couple of spots. Los Angeles won against Dallas, then fell at home to the Lynx and the Sun. The Sparks are 2-4 in the past 6 games, and at times seem out of sync, which is explainable as they continue to adjust to new coach Kurt Miller and vice versa. NECA, Derek Hamby, and Jordan Canada provided the most consistency last week. That's something to build on going into 3 games at home this week, including Sunday on ABC at 3 p.m. So tune into that game. You might be surprised. Now, with the Sparks, I'll say for them, besides the fact that they're still adjusting to a new coach, it also has to do with the fact of they've kind of been hit with injuries and different things for them, missing players. So first you had Cheney, Jasmine Thomas, of course, being out, missing time, things of that nature. Cheney, your starting lineup. You got Azura Stevens, her back from the injury recovery and stuff that she was going through with the back, reinserting her. She's starting. Hamby, of course, coming back from pregnancy, really kind of getting into the flow. Yes, they're learning the offense and things like that, but you got to also include the fact that you haven't necessarily technically had your full roster, your full players. So we're finally actually seeing a full circle. Of course, Lexi Brown, she's missed the past 2 games, which might have helped them go 2-1 over the past week. They probably could have went 2-1 in one of those games, either the Lynx game, maybe if they would have had Lexi, or against the Sun. One of those 2 games they definitely could have definitely won. The game against the Sun, it was very close going into the third, the first, second, third, but then of course the Sun they pulled it through towards the end of that. I do agree. NECA has been very consistent. Hamby Canada has been very consistent for them. Period. they get Lexi Brown back out there, her shooting and everything that she brings, and Azura Stevens as she continues to adjust and get used to this team. And when that shot starts to fall, I'm going to keep on saying it. When that shot starts to fall, the Sparks are definitely a team I will keep my eye on. They look very good. Right now, they're playing lower than what they actually can play. I definitely feel like they are one of those teams that can vault up in power rankings and standings, maybe to like a number 5 spot. Definitely. I'd say, yeah, they're about 2 spots out. They should jump over teams like the Fever and the Dream because they have the talent on this team to do it. Not saying that the Fever and Dream don't have that as well. They just have been plagued by injuries and people having to miss time. I mean, you also have Clarington, who was playing significant minutes for them, also out and is going to be out for a while with some time. So it really is just a tale of the injuries, the sickness, and stuff like that playing a part for them. They get their whole roster back, continue to adjust to the new system. It's going to pay dividends. We're already seeing it, of course, from the players, from the vets technically on the team in Canada, in NECA. Of course, Hamby, she's stringing it along. She's doing her thing. This team will play much better than what they have shown. At number 8, the Seattle Storm, 3-7 record, which kind of feels weird when you watch them play and how well they played. It was an affirming week for the Storm, who climbed out of the power ranking basement by going 2-1 on the road. They won at Phoenix, which, Jesus Christ, Phoenix, and Dallas. Lord, my Dallas Wings. And fell at Las Vegas in a marquee matchup of Notre Dame Fighting Irish alumni on Saturday. Jewel Lloyd, 39 points. Dallas Enrique went 41. Both had career highs in scoring, but the Storm prevailed 109-103 while making 17 three-pointers. The next 2 weeks could be key in showing if the Storm really are upward mobile as they play 5 of their next 6 games at home. Playing at home, that's no small feat. That's a big thing, playing at home. Your role players typically play better at home. You don't have to worry about travel, rest, things like that. You're sleeping inside your own room. You're not sleeping inside of a hotel. You don't got to worry about some of the things that you would normally have to worry about being on the road. That's going to be great. That's definitely going to be very good for the Storm in that aspect. Another thing for the Storm, which has truly helped them, is they've been playing a little bit with the starting lineup. I know last game going up against Dallas, they put Russell back into the line. I personally felt, of course, that was to deal with the fact that Dallas does have some size. They have Kalani Brown, which more than likely is soon going to be waived for the fact that Tara McCowan is coming back. Well, released from her hardship contract because Tara McCowan is coming back. And then you inserted Ivana into your starting lineup as well. You moved, I think it was Turner, went back from starting onto the bench for the Storm. So playing around with what they've done with the lineup. I know Horses, she's been in and out of the lineup. Those things like that is truly what's actually helping the Storm figure out their identity for one, because you can go pretty far with Jewel. Well, I'm not going to say you can go only so far with Jewel Lloyd and Easy. You can. You need your other players to step up, which we've seen that with Ivana. She has stepped up beautifully over these past couple games. Honestly, handling some of the point guard responsibilities, playmaking, setting up other plays and stuff like that. Look pretty comfortable. And I know she can go get her own shot. She just has to work on her foul trouble and things like that. She'll be fine with that. I know that that'll come as she continues to play things and so on and so forth. But getting Kia Nurse to be more consistent, that will definitely help the Storm. I think they're kind of sitting around where they should be sitting at. Maybe they can jump up to like a 7 if they have a really good week with these next couple of games. I know you're playing against the Sun tomorrow, which will be interesting. That'll be a test in regards to what they can do and how they play. I would expect Mercedes Russell to start in that game, especially to try to match it with Brown and Jones, and then Alyssa Thomas out there going up against Easy. That'll be interesting. That'll honestly be some 2 good matchups. And then the guards themselves going up against Tiffany Hayes, Heidemann, and Johanna Bonner. That'll be really interesting to see how that goes. That game Thursday going up against the Fever, that'll really be a test in regards to can they climb out of the basement, because they have the talent to go toe-to-toe with the Fever. Can they win will be another thing. I'm not too sure if the Fever can match with what Jewel Lloyd can bring to the table. That'd be really cool. And then the Phoenix Mercury, if Brittany Griner and DT are still out, that's a wash of a game. And then Onion got injured last game too. That's a wash of a game. They should win that if those players are still out. Coming down number 9, we got the Minnesota Lynx, who were 3-8, rankings number 11 last week. Surprisingly, they climbed up. The Lynx, they went 1-1, winning at Los Angeles and falling, of course, to none other than the Las Vegas Aces, who are just undefeated. They are amazing. After starting the season 0-6, Minnesota has gone 3-2 since. In the last power rankings, we addressed whether Minnesota and Seattle were bound for the draft lottery, and of course, they might still be, but there would be no shame in that, considering the Stars both lost from last season. But we saw this past week that the Lynx and Storm are battling for victories right now. Not looking ahead to what could be April 2024. It's the only way to play, especially for two franchises that each have 4 WNBA titles. Of course, the Lynx, they're not world beaters. They're not going to do anything like that. They do got some nice pieces in regards to fee, pretty much for the Lynx. McBride, she's kind of old, dusted, busted, can't be trusted. Tiffany Mitchell, still trying to convert her into a point guard. Dorka, interesting. She's looked very well over the past couple games. Milik off the bench has looked good. Shepard in her expanded role as a 4/center playmaking responsibilities has looked pretty good when she's out there on the court. Other than that, the Lynx, they should just still tank. They should still lose games. They should not try to win. You need more pieces. And of course, yes, this is without Diamond Miller. She's been injured and out for a while. Maybe they could have looked better, or we would know a little bit of something in regards to if this team has it, and if they're just missing or know more of what they are needing. We're not gonna know that for a while. And I bet you when Diamond Miller comes back, she's not gonna play. She should be kind of in the same boat like what Haley Jones was. Haley Jones wasn't getting the minutes that she should have been getting. Now she's getting them. That should be where Diamond Miller could have been right now if she didn't get injured. It didn't roll that ankle pretty bad. That should be where Diamond Miller should be right there. Playing, getting the experience, getting the burn, getting the run. And she should already be up to the 30, 35, not going to say 35, 30 to 33 minutes a game. But we're not going to get that for a while. Probably not for another month until they actually would possibly release Diamond Miller and let her actually get the burn and run that she should be getting. It's not going to happen no time soon, which is honestly very disappointing. Sadly, my Dallas Wings coming out here at number 10. I don't think this is wrong at all. My Dallas Wings, they've been playing poor. Very poor. It's so sad. The Wings have lost 3 in a row. Yep. Two of them last week at home in drastically different games. After scoring a season-low 61 points and falling to the Los Angeles Sparks. I don't know why you just say to Los Angeles. Falling to Los Angeles. Okay. Dallas scored a season-high 103 against Seattle, yet they still lost. Guard Daniel Christofield made her return to the Wings from injury, but that means that Odysseus Sims is gone, who seemed to give Dallas a playmaking lift. Had to be released from her hardship contract. Maybe the Wings can get her back together this week, which includes Sunday's appearance at ABC versus the Sparks again. Now, I will admit, Sims being on the team, great. She's played for us before. She did help in regards to the playmaking, was leading us in assists in the time that she was there, which is ridiculous for the fact you signed a player who pretty much was technically out the league, not playing for anybody. And she came back in and was just dishing the rock, played some very good defense as well out there. Granted, Crystal Dangerfield being back, that is good. That's a boost to the offense because she does bring a scoring upside, much better than what Sims could bring out there to the table. It's just I don't know. I think for the Dallas Wings, it is the defense. Their defense is lacking. Their defense isn't bringing anything to the table, and I would have expected more from them, especially when you have Natasha Howard, who is a defensive player of the year player. The step up that we've gotten from side 2, she's not fouling as much. She's playing pretty decent on defensive end. It might just be our guards in regards to what they're doing out there. Arike, she's not the greatest defender in the world. She can try, but she's definitely getting beat on pick and rolls, going under screens when she shouldn't be, giving up some easy contests and fouling stupid fouls and stuff like that. But the offense is not the problem for the Wings. Definitely the offense is not. It's the defense. It really, truly is the defense. And losing that game when we had the game in the bag going up against the Storm, should have never lost. When Easy got hot in that second half and at end of the third, beginning of the fourth, that's what sealed the deal right there. And then once you let Jewel Lloyd start taking back over, seeing the ball go back into the hoop again, that ruined it, ended it. It was done. We should have technically won that game and be sitting at 500. Now we're sitting below 500. The Wings have to figure it out. Maybe, again, like I said, McCowan, she's coming back. having your actual starting center who does bring some offensive upside. I'm not going to say that Kalani Brown didn't bring that. She did whenever you guys got her involved. But McCowan, I do know that she has that she could deter people more inside the paint, trying to come in there, get those easy shots, buckets, mid-range shots, things like that, as long as she stays out of foul trouble. On top of that, she does have some offensive game to her that other players don't. And she can get some offensive rebounds and putbacks, which will definitely help us a lot, hopefully. Coming out here at 11, which is honestly very surprising. Chicago Sky, they were up there, way up there. And they were sitting at 6 last week. They dropped all the way down to 11. Injuries and absences have cost the Sky, who have lost 4 in a row in 6 of their last 8. Kalia Copper sat out Chicago's loss to Indy last week for personal reasons, but returned to face Washington, scoring a season-low 8 points. The Sky have shown definite positives this season, but have hit a rough patch. We've mentioned the Aces Young, the Storms Lloyd, and the Wings Agumbwale, but another former Notre Dame guard also had a big performance last week. Marbury, with a career-high 36 points against Fever. The game, of course, that Copper sat out, Marbury, she did pop off. For the Sky, I will give them a pass because it is definitely due to injuries and people just being out. They got Birch back, which she looked great in that first game back. Screw you, James Wade, talking about she was going to be limited, not play what she did. The girl looked fine, and you practically ran out there for starter minutes. It was whatever. But the Sky, they should be all right. They get their players back. We were never expecting the Sky to be world beaters. The Sky honestly overperformed to start the season. Definitely overperformed. Everyone was hyping them up. Oh my gosh, they're playing like this. They're doing that. You lost this, that, and the third, but hey, they're still performing. They're showing it. They're showing it. Really fell back down to earth really hard. Of course, a lot of that does have to do with the fact that they do have injuries and this, that, and third. So hopefully getting your players back, getting back into the gel. Birch, I don't know if she's going to go back into the to the starting lineup or not. That'd be interesting because Alana Smith, she has definitely been playing very well. Maybe they'll cut some minutes out for Elizabeth Williams and play with it like that. I definitely feel like that might work because both Alana and Birch, they both bring very great offensive games and can stretch the floor from 3, which will really help a lot for the Sky, especially when Copper, she's being defended pretty well and having just some of these dud games. Not surprised. I was really surprised that Copper was performing how she was performing to start the season. That surprised me because I didn't expect for her to be able to keep that up. Marbury, on the other hand, I expect her to be able to come out here and have her hot games here, there, and everywhere. But when we were getting these big games from Copper to start the season, I was shocked because even whenever, yes, I know she was kind of on a stack team over the past 2 years, that still just didn't look like her. And I don't think that she's personally the player that you want to be carrying your offense and be that player. I don't think that she needs to be that player. Role player is a 1B type player, definitely where she needs to reside and stay at. It would also help the Sky if Courtney Williams could play a little bit better because she's been a dud over the past couple games as well. That would help them a lot if she could go ahead and get herself back going too. Last but not least is the Phoenix Mercury. I'm going to take this second in time to say, if you guys are enjoying this and you're making it all the way through this and you're listening to me ramble just talking about the WNBA, thank you guys so much for actually watching this video. It means a lot to me because, you know, I put the stuff out just to cover the W because no one actually really covers these ladies and talks about them. And if you actually watch the games, they are actual good games. You just have to know which games that you want to watch. They are really great players. Hopefully we can get the league to expand, get some more incentives and stuff for these ladies and help them out. But they are really great players. Definitely pick a team, you know, follow that team, understand these players, watch their journeys, look at their backstories, and you will be surprised at the grind and stuff that these women put in, and they are serious about their craft. Definitely check that stuff out. And if you're enjoying this type of content and stuff, you want to see more of it, check the make sure you guys hit the subscribe button first and foremost. Hit the like button. Let me know that you guys are actually enjoying this type of stuff. And I'm hoping to bring some more stuff to the channel. You know, maybe some reactions to some highlight reels and things like that for recaps and things of that nature. But looking to grow this channel. It's not going to just always just cover the W because I know their season is only but oh so long. But definitely right now the highlight is the WNBA because it is going on. So thank you for the support. I'm pretty sure the ladies do appreciate it, and I hope you guys are tuning into some of these games as well. All right, last game. Well, not last game. Last team to cover, the Phoenix Mercury, sitting at 2-8. I'm not even going to read that blurb because I can just tell you straight up. Injuries, and they're old. That's just it for the Phoenix Mercury. Diana Taurasi is 41 years old. You cannot rely on her to go out there and score 20 to 30 points for you to try to lead this team. As we've seen, hamstring acting up. What other player in the NBA can I think of? And I hate to use the comparison and bring in the NBA, talk about the NBA, do this type of thing with comparison. But what other player have we talked about consistently that is old, that is a point guard, that constantly be having hamstring and groin issues, which I'm telling you, later on in the season, DT going to have a groin injury. Chris Paul. It's the same thing. No offense, but you are old. You are old. You are old. You cannot go out here and try to lead a team still. How you trying to do it? Some of these other players got to step up. These teams got to figure something out. And it's just, it's heartbreaking because Diana Taurasi is a very good player when she is on. She's locked in and she could play. She's good. But I don't want to say father time for her, but father time's catching up. Father time is ticking that clock. He's ticking it. That pendulum is swinging. And it's caught up to her. She's not the same player that she once used to be. Yeah, she can go out there, jack up some shots, get mad at the refs, get some teas like she always does. But Phoenix Mercury might be better off just trying to start play for the lottery, rebuild. I'm not going to say that once they get Skylar Diggins-Smith back, maybe that might help them. It might just for a little bit. But how good is Skylar Diggins-Smith going to be coming off of maternity leave, coming off of a pregnancy, coming into a team that's 2-8? Is she even going to want to come in and play for a team that's 2-8? And I don't see getting any better. You're going to get pummeled again by Vegas later on. And then if DT and Brittany Griner are not back for Saturday's game against the Storm, you're probably going to lose that game too. Sophie Cunningham and who else? Sophie Cunningham, if Onion is out due to her face because she got injured in the last game, if she's out, there goes one of your other power forward, small forwards players right there. You're not going to get too much out of Brianna Turner, which I do not understand why Brianna Turner is in the league. Somebody explain that to me. That is the most hedged. I have never been frustrated with watching a player play. It's ridiculous what Brianna Turner goes out to do. 0-0 in like 2 or 3 games straight. No shots. I'm just out here setting screens and trying to slowly go get a rebound. Step too slow on defense. Not doing nothing to literally help. You're not doing nothing to help your team. Your team needs offense right now at this point. And you are giving up shots when you should actually shoot sometimes. Get rid of her. I'm sorry. But Brianna Turner, that's one of the players where I'm just like, please, play Megan. I know Megan can have her foul trouble, but Megan brings a little bit more to the table and does the same crap that Brianna Turner is out there doing and probably will help you way more than she will. Definitely. Oh my God. You can't. There's so much wrong with the Phoenix Mercury from top to bottom. Honestly, they're under new ownership or something like that, because I'm pretty sure that they got bought at the same time that the Phoenix Suns. So with the Phoenix Suns making all these trades that they're doing right now, just got rid of Chris Paul, got Bradley Beal, maybe you might need to do the same thing for your W. You might want to actually look at them and see, what can I do to fix this team? Because you need to do something to fix it. Make DT retire, something after this season. I don't know. Brittany Griner, I understand you're coming back. You didn't play last season. You were detained, so on and so forth. You hurt your hip. You still look pretty dominant. Lose a couple of pounds. Granted, I do believe that the weight has helped her out in regards to how she's moving out there, backing down people, because she is just strong as hell. You're not going to move her. But, yeah, you look a little bit step too slow. Definitely, 110%. Besides that, maybe you might be able to get something for Brittany Griner. Someone might actually take her. I understand that you're probably not going to trade her, especially the hype, everything surrounding her coming into this, getting her back and all the other stuff would probably be a bad move. But the Phoenix Mercury got to do something. You got to get some type of help out there. Go sign Odysseus. Go get her. Maybe she might actually be able to help set up this team to succeed in some type of way. Something needs to be done. I don't think that Skylar's going to want to come back to this type of situation. She's not going to want to play all the minutes that she's going to have to play to try to lead this team to even be able to do anything. It's just putrid. Horrible offense. Horrible. Only good play you got right now is Sophie Cunningham out there. And, I mean, okay, Suge Sutton, she looks all right. But other than that, you don't got much going on for the Phoenix Mercury. That's honestly it. That's it. I'm done. I really kind of went in on the Phoenix Mercury. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Check back. I might try to get it uploaded tonight, but the WNBA breakdown, I already got the core locked for tomorrow. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. I'm loving it. I already talked to my boy C in the chat. Like, we are locked in for tomorrow. I'm telling you right now, we're taking some stuff down tomorrow. No ifs, ands, buts about it. So if you guys want that information, make sure you subscribe so you do not miss the upload for the WNBA breakdown. You want my cores, player pools, and all that stuff, check the Patreon link down in below. Talk to me down inside of the chat and also in the Discord. That's going to be it for me. Until I upload my DFS content, it's your boy Zoe. I'm out.